Hello, and I hope everyone is doing well. For those that don't know me, my name is Kamukuhle Daweti. I am the CEO, founder, and visionary behind Blossom Beauty Makeup Artistry. And thank you once again for joining the virtual drugstore makeup tutorial. This will be filled with so much knowledge because with my recent collaboration with all these drugstore products, I really found that some of these products are really high performance, and some of them do match up with all these high-end makeup products. But again, it's not the exact same thing. It does have a lot of similarities, and I mean, if you're still practicing, if you're still trying to like build your makeup craft and still trying to like elevate your makeup techniques, then why not stick to something that's more affordable, something that's got high performance, something that will actually get the job done right till you master the technique, so that you can like elevate your entire look, and then you go in with your expensive, luxurious, high-end makeup products. If you have any questions, I do open the floor for a month period, so you can ask me any question with related to the specific video. If you don't want to send any questions onto the group chat, that is fine. You can still direct message me on WhatsApp, and then I'll just avail myself to answer all your questions on the 29th of August, year 2026. And then on the study guide that I'm going to provide, I've literally made recommendations from page 3 or 4 right till page 13. I've made recommendations of all the products that I've made use of and products that I approve of. So obviously I can only speak on something that I've only made use of. I'm not saying discontinue any makeup product or skincare product that you are making use of, but it will be nice for you to be more knowledgeable about makeup artistry, and just so you can know which products you can exactly add onto your makeup kit. So I've incorporated high-end makeup products and also drugstore makeup products, so you can choose whichever product that you would like to add onto your kit according to your budget. But again, I do recommend that if you're still learning and you're still trying to improve your craft, stick to something that's affordable, that will still give you like good results. And then once you've mastered the technique, then you can opt for something more pricey, because again, it's a preference thing. So all the high-end products that I have made use of is something that I really like, it's something that's worth the value, and it's something that does actually get the job done. If you would like to try out a full glam look, I did send you a link that you can access also on YouTube, so that I do like a detailed demonstration on the functionality of each makeup brush. You demonstrate the steps and the entire process of a skin preparation process, and I also do incorporate mostly like high-end products. So if you literally just want to see the performance of a specific product, that is also demonstrated onto the video that I've also stipulated. And again, this is a learning experience. Please don't be hard on yourself. You won't get it done and master it in just one day. Practice makes improvement. We don't strive for perfection. So the goal is just to improve your craft and just be better from where you left off with anything that you do in life. So again, please be kind to yourself. Obviously, as you're still practicing and still getting the hang of the makeup technique, you will improve in your time. So if you started off with a 2-hour, 3-hour duration for practicing, it will definitely go down to like a 30-45 minute duration. But obviously, if you're doing a full glam, that is something that cannot be rushed. You need to do it thoroughly, and you need to wait for the product to absorb and penetrate well into the skin before moving over to the next application. Without any further ado, let's get into the class and let's get learning. Yay! So the color theory is crucially important when you're trying to establish what specific undertone you have, and also trying to neutralize or to cancel or color correct a specific shade that you have on your face. So according to the color wheel, we have only 3 primary colors. That's namely yellow, red, and blue. So any other color that is between all those primary colors means that the establishment of it was mainly because of the mixture of 2 of the primary colors. So meaning, if you mix yellow and red, you will get orange, and orange being a complementary color, yellow and red being a primary color. If you mix red and your blue, you will get a purple shade, purple being the complementary color. And lastly, a mixture of blue and yellow will give you a green shade. This is crucially important when you're trying to establish which exact color to use to balance out or to cancel out a specific undertone. So according to the color wheel, when you want to cancel a specific color, you then move the opposite direction. As brown skinned girls, we have undertones which are coded on the left side of the color wheel, which is yellow, orange, and red. So whenever you want to cancel that specific undertone, you move the opposite direction according to the color wheel. So if you want to cancel out a red undertone, you would then use a green color corrector to neutralize or to cancel out the red undertone in that specific product. So with this specific foundation shade, it's got bits of an orange undertone, so it's more of like an orange side. And because in winter we become lighter because we're less exposed to the sun, and in summer we become a little bit darker or warmer because we're more exposed to the sun, then that means because our skin tone changes, that means also the color of your foundation will change. So this will then mean you will need to have either a summer foundation or a winter foundation, or you'll do the color theory method where you'll be able to mix any color to get your exact shade. So this is a little bit orange for me. So then, according to the color theory wheel, what cancels out an orange shade is a blue color. So I am using an eyeshadow palette, which comes in a powdery format. I always prefer powder products because every foundation that has been created is designed to pair well with a foundation, as opposed to certain foundations where you actually mix it with a color corrector, which comes in a creamy consistency. So what you then find is that when you mix the creamy consistency with, let's say like a runny foundation or a creamy foundation, to some extent you are then changing the consistency and the formula of the actual foundation. So what you get from the bottle of the foundation and how it translates onto your face will then become totally different. So that's why I actually prefer powders. So the amount of the primary color that we'll be using to cancel out that specific undertone is all determined by how much you apply. So if you add too much of the blue, it will then create like a cool undertone. If you put the right amount of the blue shade, you are then going to create a neutral shade. And then if you put just a little bit, enough to cancel out the orange undertone, then you'll have your exact shade. And this will save you a lot of money rather than having multiple foundation shades that could even expire in the long run. So just pair it up with a specific color corrector just to cancel out any undertone that you don't like, or warm it up to create your perfect shade. Warmer shades is something that you would find with yellow, orange, red, purple undertones. And then with your cool tones, this is when you'll find like your blue, I don't want to say green, I'll say olive, pinkish, and like grayish undertones into it. And you'll also find your neutral shade, which is just true to the exact color that it comes off. That's why you'll find a specific shade, whether it comes in a number or in a letter, so it could be a 4. And then to specify if it's a neutral, warm, or cool shade, it will be stated as number 4N or 4W, so which means it's number 4 of that specific shade, but it's in a warmer tone, meaning it's got a yellow, orange, red undertone. And then you also find number 4C, meaning it's number 4 of that specific color, and it's also got a gray, green, blue undertones to it. So that's why it will be coded as 4C, 4N, 4W. Then you also find specific shades coded as 4NW. So it's number 4 of that specific shade. It's a neutral shade with a little bit of a warmer undertone. Number 4NC, so it's the same. It's number 4 of that specific shade, neutral tone with a bit of a cool undertone, so which would be coded as C.